Hello everyone, it's Brian here, the UK Bitcoin Master. Hopefully you can all hear me. Welcome to the show, and as always, have a strong Bitcoin hand, people. That's the name of the game. Let's just make sure you can all hear me. My audio seems to be working. I am hoping that we've managed to sort the audio. Fingers crossed on that one. But welcome to the channel. Today is, where are we? Monday, the 11th of November, 2019. And of course, all around the world it is Remembrance Day. So, hopefully, like me, you've been along to your local cenotaph or did your 2-minute silence. I know I certainly did, because for those that fought and didn't come home, we owe our freedom to them. So, lest we forget, as they always say. So a quick shout out there to all those that are fallen that never come home. That said, great to have you all with us. Quickly looking down the chat, Rocky Palumbo, audio sounds great. Thank you, appreciate that. Zaza, Mrs. UK Bitcoin Master, Buffy W, Constantine. I know Dan's in. I think I saw BTC Andy, Zaza. I don't know who else. If I've missed your name off, doesn't matter. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, as always, for your ongoing support. I greatly appreciate it. As I've said, today is the 11th of November. This is my regular Monday Bitcoin for Beginners show. Quick shout out before we get started. Dan put it in the chat, obviously, that Zaza, they won the Bitcoin bracelet. So that'll be winging its way to you, Zaza. So well done you. I think Dan said Zaza anyway, but I think it is. So Dan will put me right on that one. So faffing around trying to get all the buttons right, so you can tell this is live. It has just gone 6 o'clock in the UK, 6 p.m. Wherever you are around the world, I hope you had a great Bitcoin day, evening, or whatever. Let's get into the show. Let's talk Bitcoin, shall we? I want to start off, as always, with the important stuff, because there are always going to be newbies joining the show, watching this on catch-up down the road. I don't give financial advice, people. The disclaimer's there. Do your own research. Go down the rabbit hole yourself, and only buy what you can afford to lose, and then only buy if you feel it feels right for you. That's the important thing. Couple of websites there. The boxes will come up at the end, so you'll be able to click on them anyway. But if you want to see my previous shows, every show since I started back in, I believe, April 2018, uploading videos, and eventually I went live. UKBitcoinmaster.com is where you'll find those, and Bitcoin interviews is where you'll find all the live interviews that I've done to date. So do head over and check those out. TippinMe. If you want to drop a lightning tip, I've made it bigger because Rocky said he struggled to see it, but I think if you're on a computer and that's on full screen, it shouldn't be too bad. And I've also just recently set up a Bottle Pay account where you can drop a tip through Bottle Pay. If you're on a Chrome browser and you're watching this now, look where that arrow is. There's a little lightning button and it says Bottle beside it. You can simply click that and you will get that box appear, and you can send a lightning tip if you so choose. If none of those work, then just Google Bottle Pay or go down to the notes below. My link to Bottle Pay will be there. And there you go. If you want to drop a lightning tip, you can. As I've said, and I keep saying, this show isn't about financial gain. It is just giving out what I've learned and trying to inspire people to get into the Bitcoin overlay. Barefoot Barry, greetings from New Zealand. Greetings in New Zealand. 7 a.m. there, so strong hand. Dollar cost average, love it. Guys, I'm trying to pick this out actually, but as we go through the show, if you want to grab my attention about anything, just copy and paste Brian the UK Bitcoin Master and put that in your text before you write anything. And like Rocky, it'll light up my screen bright orange and then I'll know to go over and check it. It's very difficult when you've got like a studio going on like I have, and I'm trying to watch everything that is correct on the laptop, on the second monitor, over there in the YouTube chat. I've got stuff going on everywhere. I don't really want to miss anything if there is something important anyone's got to say. So do copy and paste Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master, before you type anything if you want to grab my attention. So I want to dive into the news. Before I do, now obviously for those weak hands, the Bitcoin price is down and it's dying, and oh my lord, what have I done investing into Bitcoin and all that paraphernalia. But the strong hands, of course, they see it as it's on sale and dollar cost averaging is cheaper, i.e. you get more Bitcoin for your money. What I want to do before we get into any articles in the news I found is just show you that what's going on is cyclical. It keeps happening and it will keep happening. And once you are at one with that, you'll stop freaking out when the price goes down. Let me show you what I mean. Now, if I head over to my desktop, with a bit of luck, there we are. As we can see right now, the Bitcoin price is sat around $8,700. Now, for those of you that are quite new and maybe bought the top of this little pump when it was 14,000, you're probably freaking out and oh my lord, have I made a wrong decision? Well, here's what I want to do. Let's take a look at a few zoomed in charts, shall we? And let me get you to understand that this thing keeps happening, but it doesn't mean Bitcoin's dying. But what the national media will want to do is tell you, see, we told you it was a tulip. We told you it was a bubble that's burst. Bitcoin's going to zero. All the people, the usual, like Peter Schiff and all those others, the doomsters, the fudsters, will want to fudge you out of your Bitcoin. Understand that nothing's changed. The fundamentals are strong. Have a look at what I mean. Hold on. Okay, so here's a Bitcoin chart. As you can see there, over on your left-hand side, we're around August 2011, when the Bitcoin price was, it doesn't say 11,700. Surely that can't be right. What is going on there? 2011. Well, you can see the price is high. And then you can see this gentle decline, couple of spikes where everyone got excited, then it went down again and it continued on this downward spiral and then hovered along. Okay, so then let's look at the next chart, and this one is around 2014 to 2016, and don't they look similar? Look, you've got this one here at this is really weird, 1,132. I don't think so. But the point of the chart is look at the peak and then look at it crashing down, then up, then all the way down, then up, then a steady incline down. And that's when the weak hands jump out of Bitcoin. That's when the weak hands think, oh my God, what have I done? I'm going to lose all my Bitcoin. This was a crazy idea. For those that watch channels like this and follow people like the Bitcoin Meister, Rocky Palumbo, who's in the chat, people like Trace Mayer, Caitlin Long, BTC Benny, Vortex, Simon Dixon, the names that come up over and over and over again, those people will help you to develop that strong hand that we all need, because what's going on is cyclical. The final chart. There we are. This was, sorry guys, these have all gone completely out of sync and I don't know why. This should have been the 2017 spike. Hold on. I think that was. Well, look. There we are. If I can get that up there, which I never can, it peaked. It's about 19,000. I think it touched 20,000 for a millisecond or something. And then, of course, we went through 2018 and then some of 2019. And here we are again, up and down like a fiddler's elbow, crashing down, bit of a rebound, crashing down all the way, and it keeps on going down. Okay, but here's the thing, people. What you want to get is, if I actually spread this right out, yeah, my computer's doing daft things. I've had internet problems. Sorry, people. What you'll see here is this is the spike. okay, of late 2017. I can't quite get it to go up there, but it will. Okay, and then we had all this lot going on, and then a rebound, and we're sat around, just under 9,000. I'm telling you something, and if you're watching this in the future on catch up, let me know if I was right or if I was wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll put my hands up. But here's what I believe. I believe that what you're looking at on the right hand side of this screen is, as this thing starts catapulting upwards, and it will, all this lot is going to look like this down here. I've covered this on previous shows. It's going to look like a bump in the road. Okay, if you come down to the very bottom here, I'm sure you can see it on this chart along the bottom line where it says 2014. You can see the black line above it, the bump in the road. But when we zoom out, that looks as horrific as this over on the right. But as we go along, we've got this. I don't think you can see my cursor moving, but along the grey band at the bottom, you can see. Maybe you can't. Probably I'm in the way. I don't want to go and move that because you'll lose it. The point I'm making is, when this thing takes off again, this high here will just look like this high back down here. And that is what you've got to get your head round. And that is why you just must not listen to the rubbish that's out there in the media, the people, the governments, the companies, the corporations, the gold bugs that really don't want Bitcoin to work. They want it to fail. Just like they wanted the car to fail when they said cars won't ever catch on. You'll never do away with horse and pony, or pony and trap, or horse and cart, or whatever it was. Just when they said, emails won't catch on, the post office will never die. Well, where are we at now? People don't want mail in the post. They want to save the rainforest, and therefore they're saying, send me it electronically. It's the same thing over and over and over again, people. And that is that if you believe and you go down the rabbit hole that Bitcoin's the right place to be, you must ignore price. Forget price. Look, do your research, understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin, understand all the technology that's going on behind the scenes, the Lightning Network, Liquid sidechain. There's so many things being built that are going to help Bitcoin become mass adoption. These charts just highlight, when you go back over them, that we've been here before and we will be here again. So when Bitcoin was at 20k and it crashed down to whatever it was, 3k, think about that for a moment. 7 3s are 21. I don't know what that is. 70% drop, probably a bit more, 80%. Okay. Imagine when Bitcoin hits 100 grand. Now you're going to need a strong hand, because I'm telling you it will go back to 30 or 20. And that is where you hold, and then it will go past 100 and go to 500,000. Now, I'm not making any financial predictions here, but if you look at what's happened in the past, when the media was massively strong that Bitcoin was a Ponzi, it was something people are going to lose their money. If you get past that and understand that as each pump happens, as each bull market happens, they're going to get bigger and bigger, and therefore the retracements, the pullbacks are going to be bigger as well. If you can build that strong hand and not let that phase you, that is the people of tomorrow that are going to be the winners. So I just wanted to point that out to you all as a bit of a refresher, particularly when we start looking at articles like this. Russia prepares law to allow cryptocurrency confiscation. Okay, let me put this to you. They might be able to confiscate centralized coins with a figurehead, with somebody that runs them, probably with offices. Yeah, of course. But Bitcoin's unstoppable, people. Learn about the 7 network effects of Bitcoin that gives it its strength. Google Trace Mayer, the 7 network effects, and watch his video that he's done. That's a simple 15, I think it's about 8 or 9 minute video that you can watch that will help you to understand where we're at on Bitcoin's journey and why this stuff could affect the rubbish coins that are out there. But it can't stop Bitcoin, because there is no central point of failure. There is no figurehead. There are no offices. For For Bottle, people can use Chrome, Firefox or Brave browsers, and they'll need to install the Bottle extension. They just need to visit bottle.li to find the extension. Thank you, Rocky. I appreciate that. That's a little bit behind, but it's great information. I think there's quite a delay on this because my internet's been playing up. I think it's dragging or it's lagging a little bit. So you want to ignore articles like this, people. So important that you do that. You know, in the UK, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, HMRC, are really hotting up on clamping down on cryptocurrencies again. But, you know, here's my thought process on that. I've always vowed that if you ever get wealthy, pay your dues. Don't need to keep looking over your shoulder. So whatever they do, I'll pay my dues. It's as simple as that, you know, because what Bitcoin's going to give me and my descendants when I'm gone is way more than a JOB, stands for just over broke, by the way, a job, is ever going to give anyone. And therefore, pay your dues. Don't look over your shoulder. But what we need to do is understand those laws. And when I finish this show, if you read this article, and most won't, because they don't bother, my goodness, it goes into what is going to be deemed a cryptocurrency, what is going to be deemed a taxable transaction. Even moving, even your airdrops and your forks, you know, you gotta keep a track on them because they're tax liabilities. I mean, I read the article earlier, but I had a few issues and I've forgotten a lot of what I wanted to say to you. But I think the point is, we're not going to fight this. You know, if Bitcoin's going to succeed, if cryptocurrency is going to become part of the mainstream going forward, I think it's really important to understand that governments ain't going to fail. They ain't going to disappear. And whatever they do, they're going to try and take their pound of flesh. It's as simple as that. If you're based in the UK, it is well worth going down to the notes afterwards and at least reading the article so you're familiar with what they're trying to do, particularly here in the UK. And of course, the States and other countries will have their own laws as well. Bitcoin UTXO unspent transactions per month increased 100 times in 8 years. Clear indication of adoption. Now, I'm not going to go into the article, but, you know, basically, these are articles saying adoption is coming. More and more people are moving into Bitcoin. More and more banks, financial institutions, hedge fund managers, they are scooping Bitcoin up, even when the masses are saying it's a load of old tosh and it's going to go to zero. So you want to be aware of that. You know, ordinary people miss the boat because they wait till everyone's diving in when the price is going upwards and they miss the boat. So what you want to do is be dollar cost averaging in whilst there is no FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out, by the way. That's when you want to get in. If you're getting into Bitcoin when everyone's piling in and the price is going parabolic upwards, you've missed it. You've missed the pump. You've missed the big push. And you're going to have to wait and either not buy or buy then and then wait for the next big pump 2, 3, 4 years later, whatever it might be, for you to get into profit in terms of what you spent on your Bitcoin compared to what your Bitcoin is actually worth. So no time like now when Bitcoin again is on sale to actually buy and get some Bitcoin. And is this an article or a tweet? Hold on. Yeah, as always, the internet is playing up and being slow. So I've now got to talk to you all while my screen changes, if it ever flipping does change. See, I told you we're live, people. I'm not making it up. Okay, if that doesn't change, I might have to go over and bring some tweets into play. Yeah, just one more. Cryptocurrency experiences 65% rise in commerce after its so-called crypto winter. I was going to highlight something here, but it didn't happen. I think basically, again, what this is saying, you know, we've been in this crypto winter. We're coming out of it. You know, a pump's going to happen sooner or later, people. What it's actually saying is 65% rise in commerce. That is transactional activity, people. Buy, sell is commerce. Okay, so What is that commerce going to look like when we go on another pump again, people? That's the important thing. And taking on board everything I've said just to date on this show. I found some great tweets. Rhythm Trader again. Danske Bank is being investigated for laundering over 220 billion and now was even offering gold bars to wealthy clients to help keep it all private. Where's the call to ban gold then? And this was in response to the article at the bottom. Bankers in 220 billion scandal offered gold to hide client. It says dirty money there. It's not going to happen in Bitcoin. Yes, of course, we've had, the history of Silk Road and things like that happening, and people saying that only gun runners and drug lords use Bitcoin, money laundering uses Bitcoin. Well, hey, that happens in fiat currency as well. So that doesn't sway me at all. But the point is, they want to stop slamming Bitcoin and trying to ban it when you've got, banks are doing dirty tricks underhand like I've just shown you. I don't know who Saint Bitcoin is, but I thought this was good. I'm going to take one bit out that I disagree with. Might be different in America, but not here. Buy all the Bitcoin you possibly can and never look back. Number one, yep. Marry the woman of your dreams and treat her like a queen till the day she dies. Yep, I'm there. Raise beautiful kids and steer humanity in the right direction. Always try to do that, and hopefully I've done that with my two daughters, one of them that's on the show tonight. Protect what you love with a firearm. No, don't want to do that. Die a martyr, warrior, but never a coward. I don't want to die, full stop, but you take the point. So that's a great article, isn't it, really? But, except leave the gun bit out. I know it's different where you are, guys, in the States. I appreciate that. Dan McArdle tweet. Scoreboards since date of Peter Schiff's tweet. Now, Peter Schiff's tweet, hold on a second, if that was it. No, that's not it. It doesn't say when the tweet was. This is when Dan McArdle tweeted. But it said, Peter Schiff, thinking of buying Bitcoin instead of precious metals? Think again. Peter Schiff explains why in an exclusive interview. Okay, so whenever that interview went out, gold has grown 20%. US dollar 23%. S&P 500 40%, Bitcoin 1,370%. So, Peter, you got that one wrong. As Bitcoin bubbles along sideways, Peter, you're going to get more wrong. You need to buy some Bitcoin because you are going to live to regret it. Hey, and maybe you won't live to regret it. You're already very, very wealthy, sir. So I take my hat off for you for the success that you've created in gold. But just because you want to sell your gold, you want to stop slamming Bitcoin, Peter. You really do. Because you can have egg on your face down the road. You really are. Okay. Another tweet. Bitcoin Tina. I like Bitcoin Tina's straight talk. I really do. Peter Schiff again. It's nonsense like this, down the bottom, that is actually taken seriously, that keeps the hodlers on board while the whales quietly abandon ship. Bitcoin price will hit 1 million after 2 more bubbles, Bobby Lee insists, Charlie Lee's brother. Bitcoin Tina says, keep it up, Pete. You look like a fool already. In 5 to 10 years, you'll be a total laughingstock. And I concur with that wholeheartedly. Now, no financial advice given here, people. It is just what I feel going on in here with the people I follow and the fact that I believe that those that have got vision, and vision is the ability to see something that hasn't yet manifest, according to the dictionary. Vision is the ability to see something that has not yet happened. That is Bitcoin. That is a future with Bitcoin, and I feel it. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Rhythm Trader again. Global debt has just reached $188 trillion. 188 trillion reasons why you should probably own some Bitcoin, which I think is absolutely awesome. So, If you're new to the channel or you're on the channel as a guest right now in the chat, thank you for your support on this channel. What you'll get from my channel is I am very pro Bitcoin. It is worth taking the risk, people. Look, we can't predict the future. I heard it once said the only thing that are guaranteed in life are death and taxes. Yeah, so nothing's guaranteed. Your job's not guaranteed. The stock market's not guaranteed. Starting a business is not guaranteed you're going to succeed. And Bitcoin's not guaranteed. I just believe it gives you the best shot ever at helping us to change the world and making it a better place to live and helping to bank the unbanked. Those poor people around the world that don't even have access to basic banking facilities. If they got a mobile phone, you can move backwards and forwards Bitcoin with them, which is a big deal. And I believe we can do a lot of good in the future by building the Bitcoin space. As always, quick shout out to the show sponsor, justlearnbitcoin.com. You want to head over and check them out because they help with anything to do with wallet setup and backup. The best long-term storage solution for you. That includes, of course, end-of-life planning, coin splitting, airdrops, recovering coins sent to the wrong chain, even flipping vanity addresses. Yep, you can have your own Bitcoin address designed a bit like a cherished personal number plate on a car that we have here in the UK. Questions about mining, pretty well, guys, anything Bitcoin related, you really do want to go and check out justlearnbitcoin.com. So if we have a look briefly what it looks like over there, well, again, you can see the tabs all across the top. There's new tabs been added. Dan that heads up Just Learn Bitcoin is in the chat. He's always putting on special offers. He's just done an incentive, competition, and Zaza has just won the Bitcoin bracelet. Way to go, Zaza. I want one. I think they look fantastic. So, as I've said, check them out. What I actually want to do really is get you to scroll down and click this link which takes you over to Pastor Phil's site. Now, at the risk of being boring, I'm sorry that every show I want to mention this, but you know, I'm a Brit. I feel for this guy and his family. I really want to help him get just a little bit of Bitcoin back. So the first thing you'd need to do if you're watching this on catch up and you don't know what this is firstly head over to this site. And if you want to go there direct, it is www.bitcoinstolen.com. So a big shout out for Bitcoin to the Moon down in Australia, who kindly bought and donated that domain name to this cause. If you do get to this page, you can scroll down. There's a couple of videos that you can watch where Rocky, who's in the chat, explains how Phil got hacked. Phil knew how to handle his Trezor. He's very crypto savvy, Bitcoin and Trezor savvy, and yet Phil still had 14.2 Bitcoin stolen. That was his family's future. So it was currently called a DNS BGP hijacking attack, which reroutes your router to the hacker's site, and then you put your seed words in to do the firmware update on your Trezor, and it's all gone. The hijackers have got it. So you can scroll down on this page, you can click where it says here and head over to Tallycoin and make a donation in Bitcoin. If you don't want to do that, you can do it in Litecoin with Bitcoin Rhodium as well. So I really would encourage you to go over and support Pastor Phil with $1, £1, $10, $5, £5. It all helps. Biggest supermarket chain in the UK is called Tesco, and they've got a motto, every little helps. And in my view, every little helps. And 1,000 people donating just $1 would give Phil a ninth of a Bitcoin back, which is not 14.2 Bitcoin, but it all helps. And the more we spread the word, the more we all head over there and make a tiny donation. We've made more than one donation from this end. The more hopefully we share it on social media, the more hopefully a whale might see it and generously donate half a Bitcoin or a quarter of a Bitcoin or whatever. So do head over and check it out. It's a really great cause, particularly when you read Phil's story, how he's been a pastor for 16 years. He was in Vietnam. He's taken in disadvantaged children and brought them up as his own. And his story is gut-wrenching. So don't just walk past if you're new to the channel. Do check it out. You know I'm big on quotes, so let's do the final slide on a quote, and I love this one. Winners are not people who never fail, but people who never quit. Let me put this to you. You don't fail if you sell your Bitcoin because the price tanks. You just lose some money, because if you've only lost it on paper. So if you buy at 10k and it drops to 8k or 7k, you've only lost on paper. If you hold through the downturn and then it climbs and it goes past its all-time high again to 20k, 30k, 40k, have you failed? Have you lost money? No. You only lost it on paper during the dip. You hold for the next pump to come and then you make money. So winners are not people who never fail. You know, the winners in life are the people that fail and get up again, and they go again and they dust themselves down and say, that didn't work, what next? In terms of Bitcoin, the winners will always be the people that buy, hold, get it off an exchange onto a Trezor, and then do nothing but do learn how to do your firmware update correctly. Go on and watch that video you've just seen, because Rocky explains what you need to look for when doing a firmware update on your Trezor, because that is so important. Because you might think you know what you're doing and in a heartbeat it's gone. And by me watching that video of Pastor Phil and Rocky explaining it, whenever I plug my Trezor in to do a firmware update, I am so mindful of that URL bar. I'm always looking for the padlock and the green secure, wording. And it's so easy to miss it and lose everything you strive to build, people. So whatever you do, don't let that happen. So people, that is the show for today. I want to thank you all for your support as always. Please, please, please check out the notes below. All the articles are down there. They're well worth reading. That helps you build your strong hand. Please follow me on Twitter at UK Bitcoin Master. You know, if you're on a mobile phone, click the cross button now and close the chat and pick the share button up and share it across, your Twitter, your social media. If you thought it was a good show, if you thought it was worth people watching, I would greatly appreciate that. I just want to get the word out there. I want this video to stay current. I want other people, particularly newbies, to find it so we can help them build their strong hands. I'm going to change my Twitter name shortly to the Proof of Keys logo, because of course on January the 3rd we'll have the second year of the Proof of Keys initiative that Trace Mayer put in place. That is where we keep the exchanges honest. We find out what exchanges don't hold your Bitcoin. So what is the, Proof of Keys initiative? Well, stick around because it will get mentioned more. You can find it on YouTube, put it in the YouTube, what is Proof of Keys? It's a great way to keep the exchanges honest, unlike the banks. So it's all going on, people. We're leading up towards the festive period, but I'm really excited about 2020. I can't wait, to be perfectly honest with you. So thank you for your support. Do check out the notes below. Do go to Pastor Phil's site. That is the end of the show. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master. Strong Bitcoin hand, people. I will see you all on Thursday's show. Until then, have yourselves a great Bitcoin day, Bitcoin evening, Bitcoin morning, wherever you are. I'm out of here. Cheers, everyone.